the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Kia.
Greetings and welcome to 2K Sports. I rarely say greetings, but I just did. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, alongside Kenny and Shaq. Tonight, it'll be the Phoenix Suns going up against the San Antonio Spurs. Not a lot to complain about for this San Antonio group right now. They've won 8 of their last 10, looking really strong. They've got to be pleased. We'll be watching Pau Gasol play in this one. What do you think? Is Pau Gasol a Hall of Fame player?
Well, I don't know what it really takes to become a Hall of Fame player, Ernie, but I do know he's a 2-time NBA champion. He's got better numbers than Bill Walton, and Bill Walton is in the Hall of Fame, so you never know.
Is that Bill Walton hating? I'll say this. Typically, the guys who get in are guys who they were the first option on their team. If Gasol gets in, he would be one of the first or few guys that get in as a second option. Typically you're going to be the team leader in a category all the time. He hasn't been that, but he's been awfully good for an international player. He is probably one of the best Hall of Fame international players.
We are getting frighteningly close to tip-off. It is time to go to Kevin Harlan.
It's a Western Conference battle here in Phoenix as the Suns look to work the home court advantage. Welcome, everybody. Glad you decided to spend your Thursday night with us here at 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge will join us from the sidelines. And, of course, Rudy Gay. Still a fresh new reality for him, only his second game on the new team, and we'll see if he's feeling more comfortable tonight.
Well, we're about to see what the buzz around the league is all about here. Is it going to be just hype, or will it be reality? We will find out here soon enough, along with the fans in this arena and the people watching at home.
And before the game gets underway, let's go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Earl Watson. David.
Well, Pau Gasol is one of the real humanitarians in the NBA. An ambassador for UNICEF, he concerns himself with a lot more than just basketball. Jerry West said of Gasol, you can feel the warmth, the goodness in it. A real gentleman. If you're around him, you can't help but like him. Kevin?
A gentle giant, David, for sure. Thanks. Mid-season here now, Doris. Teams know what to expect from one another and from themselves.
Yeah, I think by this point in the year, Kevin, you have defined who you are and how you win. You know that the roles are delineated. Everybody knows the expectations on individual players and on the group.
Well said. And it's going to be San Antonio off the tip. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court right now for the Spurs, Parker and Green, the tried and tested backcourt. Leonard and Aldridge, the 2 stars at the 3 and the 4. And it's Gasol and at the pivot, manning the middle. Now here's Leonard after TJ.
Oh, my goodness.
And he just punishes the D for falling asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, a little disorganized that time, and the result, 2 points in the loudest way possible.
Yeah, sometimes aggression can overcome certain offensive limitations. You saw it right there.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Now here is Aldridge. He had 13 points in the win against Boston.
You know, the other thing he really did a great job with was the rebounding. So he contributed in a number of ways.
Here's Gasol. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Clock at 4. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It goes on Devin Booker.
And this last offseason, Pau Gasol coming over to the Spurs in free agency. It seems to be the exact kind of player that the Spurs would want on their team, especially with his basketball IQ. Pau liked the fit as well, and it didn't take long for him to join San Antonio.
Free throw drops for Gasol. And for Gasol and the Spurs, it was actually another Gasol that was prompting Pau to join the team. His brother Mark told him, go to San Antonio.
Yeah, and what is strange is that Mark is very much on a team that rivals the Spurs. So I don't think Mark was doing it just so he could battle his older brother 4 times a year. I think he meant what he said with the Spurs. They are a great organization and would probably make the best fit for Powell at the end of his career.
Now here's Bledsoe. His last outing, he had 8 points. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. It's stolen by Green.
Really poor pass there, guys, and the D did a great job capitalizing off the mistake.
And Phoenix has possession. 6-point game. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
And talk about a team that just never seemed to get into a rhythm offensively. It was just an ugly game to watch.
You know, their defense was good enough to win, actually. It was just that their offense was unfocused, disconnected, wouldn't work.
Just 3 to shoot. For 3, Bledsoe gets the 3-pointer to fall. Bledsoe's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Parker drives in. Here's Aldridge. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Aldridge has got 5 now.
Yeah, and that's what you want from your point guard. Parker distributing the ball wonderfully on that possession.
This is to Booker. And Gasol comes to help. Warren kicks to Chandler. Gasol with the steal. There's Green with the 3. Offensive rebound. Leonard can't get it to fall.
Stellar defense to alter that shot. You could tell his release was a tad awkward.
Over in the corner, Dudley. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt. Spurs leading by 4. Aldridge with a screen on Bledsoe. Parker with Eric Bledsoe covering. Parker dishes to Aldridge. Here's Gasol, and finished off by Gasol.
Yeah, and it doesn't take a whole lot of effort for Gasol to dunk it home. At 7 feet tall, he uses his height to power home those jams.
Chandler, no good.
That's simply not aggressive enough. Needs to show grit and determination, and didn't on that one.
Stolen by Dudley. Warren kicks to Bledsoe. His 3-pointer's off the mark.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Leonard, the pass to Parker. Back to Leonard. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Bledsoe. And now the Suns, a fast break. Over in the corner, Warren. Back to Bledsoe. Booker outside. 5 on the clock. Out to the wing. Warren dishes to Dudley. Down low. Here's Chandler. That doesn't go either for Chandler. Spurs leading by 6. Green kicks to Aldridge. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. Now a look at the hottest teams in the league. These squads have knocked down everything in the last 10 games. Number 1, the Spurs.
You have to be impressed with their shot selection. I mean, the discipline on that end and the unselfishness really is what allows those great numbers to show up.
Knocked loose. Here's Leonard. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's foul number 2 for him.
Wow, that's the second foul called on him in the opening period. Could buy him a little time on the bench.
Rudy Gay's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Suns trail by 6. And here's Dudley for 3. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Dudley's got 5 now.
Well, people are always talking about his scoring, but Bledsoe, very good vision as well, finding the open man there.
Gasol passes to Parker. Once again off the mark by San Antonio.
You know, the Phoenix Suns, of course, with that renowned training staff, we've seen players like Grant Hill, Shaquille O'Neal extend their careers in the Suns uniform. And that training staff couldn't fend off the injuries last season, though. That really took a toll on this group.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
Yeah, they may have gotten the feeling he would dish it off, but he had a surprise for them.
And Gasol sends it back.
And really, Gasol does an incredible job getting his hands up in the air, which results in a ton of rejection.
And finished off by Gasol.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. And you talk about the injuries for the Suns. Last season, only players missed fewer than 10 games.
How about, Kevin, 23 players took the court in a Suns uniform. There was a hospital ward on the sidelines watching. And you have to look at the positives, though, right? Devin Booker was able to accelerate his development, but you have to hope that the basketball gods smile on them a bit more this season.
Shots good by Green. And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
Started.
Want to survey in the NBA, Doris? Who would you say right now are the best at attacking the basket?
Well, I think obviously James Harden is a guy who comes immediately to mind. Somebody who can average 10 free throws a game over the course of a long NBA season. His ability to bait the defender into drawing that kind of contact. You wouldn't say that guy's electrifying in terms of his athleticism and dunking, but in terms of being that offensive player. And to me, the best offensive players are the ones who can get to the free throw line. Because on a night you don't have it going, guess what? Get myself to the free throw line.
Start to manufacture some things. Sometimes, though, they get that bad label of being selfish because they take it in what seem incredible odds as they take it in the lane with all kinds of defense in their way.
Yeah, and I don't like the term selfish, and you're right. That's what the narrative is out there, Kevin. But the reality is in the NBA, as you know, sometimes you need a guy who can string together 3 solid minutes of scoring, and that's what makes it fun for us. You know, James Harden, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, those guys who can really get rolling offensively. So fun.
And they like contact. Guys like that are fearless, and sometimes that does not become a big part of an analysis of what they do, but they've got to go in there with guts.
Guts?
Huh?
How would you think about this? How would you like to have been the size of Allen Iverson?
Right, great example,
and
yeah.
drive in
Fearless,
there.
right?
So tough.
Fearless and tough to guard.
Yeah, easy call.
You know, it's interesting, the classy LaMarcus Aldridge, first drafted by Chicago, then the rights traded to the Portland Trail Blazers. You know, Greg, he was seen as a complimentary piece initially to their stars, but by the time he left, many wondered also, he's now a superstar, but could he embrace a smaller role, especially a smaller scoring role with the San Antonio Spurs?
And it shows how far he came during his time in Portland. Last season, some of the lowest minutes and points per game of his career, but he was efficient, rebounded and blocked shots at a higher clip, and he wanted a chance to compete at the highest level.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Len's checked in for Chandler. Chris comes in for Warren. And it's Brandon Knight in for Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah, we know there are big men in the NBA who struggle at the line, but for him, it's a real strength.
Len, a screen. A nice shot by Knight.
Sporting the lethal jumper. Knight has no trouble with his range, that's for sure.
Now, here's Mills. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Booker against Ginobili. Back to Gasol. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili. And that's now 9 points for Pau Gasol.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
Possesses a good-looking floater. I like the way he glides in there and then shows great touch.
Here's Mills, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the foul against Phoenix. The Spurs have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
You've got to appreciate their ability to make free throws, 81% as a team.
first free throw is good. Some changes for Phoenix. Bender comes in for Jared Dudley. And Ronnie Price has subbed in for Booker. Laverne, he's checked in for San Antonio. Lee comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And both free throws good for Mills.
Yeah, and early on doing a really nice job at the free throw line.
Outside Knight. The feed now to Price. No good on the triple. Spurs leading by 9. Manu Ginobili on the wing. Laverne dishes to Mills. Pass to Lee. Picked by Lee. 5 to shoot. Ginobili kicks to Lee. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili. Lee's got his first 2 points.
And a huge lead here early to start.
Boy, they hit the ground running, and not just on the offensive end. Their defense has been brilliant as well.
To the right side. And here's Price from beyond the arc. Nope, not that time. Nothing for 2 from the field. Down low, goes up, and Rudy Gay with the slam.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
Boy, they have a chance to put an end to this one before it even really gets started. That's how good their offense has been.
Phoenix with the ball, following the bucket by the Spurs. Len with a screen on Ginobili. Len a screen, and here's Price for 3. It's good from long range. Price has got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Now Mills. Ginobili outside. Lee passes to Ginobili. And here's Mills for 3. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. On this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
And here we go. The first in what will be a 3-game season series between the 2 teams.
You know, right out of the gates, one team gets a lead with the head-to-head advantage, bragging rights, if you will, over the other. And tonight, it starts.
Gay right side. Picked by Lee. Gay kicks to Lee. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
No, what actually impresses you about David Lee is his ball handling and passing ability for a big man. But when you think that he actually played on the perimeter in high school, it makes sense.
The free throw drops for Lee. And Lee, as the story goes, broke his wrist in high school, and that's how he learned to finish so well with either hand around the basket.
And I think that's exactly, Kevin, what makes him a tough cover on the low block. When his jump shot is falling, boy, this guy's a handful.
No good on the second free throw.
And they've been the more physical team offensively, seeking contact, looking to score in the lane, and getting to the line.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
And there are more points tacked on here to the early lead.
And they're doing it by working the ball inside and getting those high-quality looks in the paint. That's been their recipe.
Of course, you've covered the game at so many levels, be it women's basketball, men's college, men's pro, and your view, how significant are the differences in the game from one level to the other?
Yeah, I think that the gap is significant. Vastly different games. I like to say I cover 3 different sports, even though they all are only basketball. Women's basketball's at an entirely different point in its history. To me, the college men's game, you know, the skill level is there, and increasingly it's getting better. But not on the floor at any one point are 5 guys, all of whom have the athleticism or the skill set to make it to the NBA. What's striking to me about the NBA is on any given trip up the floor, and in all likelihood on the vast majority of them, you're going to see something special.
That is so true. And David Lee, a former 2-time All-Star. You go back 3 seasons. Doris, he was averaging 18 points and 9 rebounds a game for Golden State.
Yeah, but Kev, you know, think about the emergence of Draymond Green in Golden State. Lee had been left looking for minutes, so he bounces around from Boston to Dallas, In today's NBA, it's tough for big men who aren't big-time shooters or defenders.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And trailing here in the early going, too many careless fouls, and they're giving up a lot of trips to the line.
Knight dishes to Len. Feeds it to Bender. And here's Price for three. Price can't get that one to fall.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Ginobili, it's tipped. Mills with the steal. The dish to Gay. Goes up to the stripe. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
And there's the call on Ginobili. That's his first foul. We've got 1:08 left in the first quarter. Now, here is Knight. He's guarded closely. Down it goes for his third basket in as many tries.
Oh, guys, Knight has that wiry, crafty way of getting his points inside.
Now, here's Mills. He's guarded by Knight. Here's Lee. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for the Suns. He's gone 3 for 4 from the line.
72% at the line this season. He has yet to set himself apart in that department.
And he makes the first. And Doris, it seems so often these days you don't see an interim head coach actually get the job at the end of the year. That was not the case with Earl Watson and the Suns. He showed what he could do, and management has given him the go-ahead.
Kevin, I think it often feels like you're a placeholder as an interim, but good for the Suns front office for giving Watson the job. Not easy to do since Watson is such a young head coach, one of the youngest in the league, in fact.
Now here's Len. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against New York.
Yeah, but I like how he defended as well. You know, he got a couple blocks in that game and just an all-around great effort.
Shot clock at 6. That's good. The assist that time from Knight.
Well, that shows a sign of maturity, guys. Everyone expecting Knight to try and score it. Instead, he finds the open man.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Ginobili outside. Back to Lee. 17-foot shot on the way. That's a miss. He's made one and missed one. Pass to Price. Tries a 3. Sinks the triple. Price has got a couple of threes now in the first for the Suns. And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. Spurs lead by 9. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And LaMarcus Aldridge, the franchise player on this team, talked about the responsibility that comes with that role.
In every aspect, you know, it's a change for us, being more vocal, doing it on the court, trying to lead in practice. I think overall everything I do has to be better because guys are trying to follow me.
Greg, does that acceptance come with putting a whole lot more pressure on yourself? And if so, what does that do to LaMarcus Aldridge's game?
You know, Kevin, that's what's going to be so interesting to find out. Now, some players, you know, they really relish in that situation. They rise to that occasion. Others, I don't want to say they wilt under the pressure, but they're just not comfortable in that environment. And in the NBA, you get to do it on TV and in front of thousands in person.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
A lot of times, the team that owns the paint is going to come away with the victory, and that's what they've done here thus far.
You know, clearly a point of emphasis for them to attack the rim. They're not settling for perimeter shots.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. The defensive duo of Green and Leonard make up the perimeter. Laverne is out there with David Lee, and it's Parker in at the 1 spot. First one falls for him.
And after battling a hamstring injury a couple seasons ago, Tony Parker is stepping up his physical maintenance and preparation regimen. More stretching and warming up before games, more recovery work afterwards. He's doing what it takes to stay healthy.
And Greg, talking about Tony Parker, the current deal has him signed through 2018, once one of the fastest players in the league. Do you think he's lost a step?
He may have, but so much experience and veteran savvy, and he knows how to keep defenders off balance, which is key. I think he's taking a page from Jason Kidd as well, working on his three-pointer to try to age more gracefully on the offensive end.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Tony Parker is in his 16th season in the NBA, and he says, if I'm healthy, hopefully I can play 20 seasons, and then I'll be ready to retire. My time will come soon, but I want to enjoy my last years in the NBA. Kevin, he said he obviously wants to finish his career as a Spur.
Thanks to you, that's so rare in any sport nowadays to spend your whole career with one team. Now here's Parker after T.J. Warren's miss. Parker kicks to Green. Laverne with the ball. He's coming off a 13-point game against Boston.
You know, couple that with the 4 big blocks. He was awesome on the defensive end as well.
Here's Bledsoe following the bucket by the Spurs. He kicks to Booker. Offensive rebound. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to 8 on the bucket from Chandler.
Yeah, because of his length and toughness, so difficult to stop Chandler from converting off the window.
Parker kicks to Laverne. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Back to Parker. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Last season we had Kobe's retirement, but in the offseason we said goodbye to another legend, the terrific Tim Duncan. You know, Greg, there was talk he might hang it up, and he felt that he didn't have any more in him and called it a career after 19 incredible record-breaking seasons.
Yeah, and Timmy retired in the most Duncan way possible. Just quietly let it happen in the midst of the summer. No farewell tour or any of that. A big hit to the game of basketball to see one of the all-time greats walk away, but arguably one of the best two-way players to have ever played the game.
San Antonio making a switch here. Aldridge is checked in. And Tony Parker drops them both.
And Parker just so skilled at marching his way to the stripe. He just has an endless amount of cunning moves that consistently frustrate the opposition.
Now here's Chandler. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against New York.
You know what else impressed me? How infectious his tenacity was. Simply a wrecking ball on the boards, collecting huge amounts of rebounds.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Gasol against Chandler. Screened by Parker. Gasol kicks to Aldridge. Outside, Green. Outside, Leonard. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Suns trail by 8. To the middle. Tipped away. And stolen by Aldridge. And Parker gets it to go. The assist by Gasol. Parker's got 5 points now this quarter.
Yeah, and even though he's a little older now, Parker still possesses exceptional speed. He really turns on the jets in transition for easy looks like that one.
Doris, we know you were a standout point guard in the Big East for Providence. What players do you feel have a similar approach to the point guard position that you played so well in the NBA now?
Well, I was not your necessarily traditional setup point guard. I was a player who liked to get to the rim and get to the free throw line a ton. So I would say somebody like Kyrie Irving who wants to be a dynamic scorer, handle is there. So I didn't mind passing, Kevin, but I wanted to score it too.
See, I picture you as like a Chris Paul. Leader,
yeah.
Could do both equally well. You could dish as well as anybody, but drive as well as anybody too.
I'll tell
You're
you this,
probably being modest too.
I'm not being modest. I was pretty tough too. You didn't like to play against me.
But I like broadcasting with you.
Back at you.
And it's the Suns with the ball, trailing by 10. It's off to Oklahoma City for him after this game, so they have the Thunder to look forward to. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for him. Bledsoe against Parker. Bledsoe kicks to Dudley. Off target from outside.
You know, after draining a three-pointer in the first, he's been unable to capitalize since.
Green, the pass to Parker. Back to Green, stolen by Bledsoe. Here's the break. Here's Chandler, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
That right there is about the sheer size and length of Chandler. Forces you to foul even when you're trying to play solid defense.
The Suns shooting their first free throws of the game.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
That free throw, no good.
You know, I'm amazed Tyson Chandler still provides great rim protection. He still has that incredible length with that standing reach, can bother shots just by going straight up. And as a veteran, he knows exactly what he can and can't get away with when assigned to slow down an opposing big man.
And that trip coming up empty, missing both. And Chandler certainly terrific defensively. He's won a Defensive Player of the Year in his career. Even if age has slowed him down a little bit, it doesn't negate just how great a defender he is.
I think, Kevin, that's because Chandler, one of the smartest defending big men you'll ever see. He doesn't get baited by pump fakes, doesn't get caught out of position over helping from the weak side. The numbers aren't the same, obviously, as when he was blocking a ton of shots, but he makes an impact on your defense.
Spurs leading by 10. Parker outside. Aldridge with a screen on Dudley. Back to Aldridge. Over in the corner, Gasol. Off target with the open look.
Boy, the defense can't be so relaxed when he has a look like that.
On its way from Dudley for two, and that one hits back iron.
You know, something's off. His shot mechanics, perhaps, and they need him to shoot it well right now.
Gasol kicks to Green. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Green's got 4 points in the quarter. Suns trail by 12. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Aldridge against Warren. The three from Dudley. Bangs home the trifecta. Dudley's got his third bucket of the night.
You know, that's a great play. Some confidence that time. He found a nice gap in the defense, didn't hesitate, let it fly.
Green, the screen. And there's the call on Devin Booker. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Big call there. That's his second foul with a lot of time left in the half. He may be taking a seat.
Leonard dishes to Parker. Pocket 6.
Well, that's the thing. When Bledsoe's motivated, he's a physical, lockdown defender.
Looking for Warren. He gets it there. And it's sent back by Aldridge. And now in transition is Parker. Here we go. The Spurs rebound. And Chandler sends it back. Chandler with the steal. Here's Booker. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And certainly the early surprise of the 2015 draft class, Doris, is Devin Booker. Number 13 overall. He could end up being one of the top 2 or 3 players in the entire draft class.
Well, I think, Kevin, for Booker, a lot of people slept on him because of his college team. Came out of Kentucky, and that team was loaded with talent, headlined by Karl Anthony Towns. He was actually the 4th player off that team to be drafted. Insane that he went just 13th. Well, you want a young player who can just explode for points on any given night, and that guy is Devin Booker. He does it in just about every way you want from a wing. He can hit from deep, he can pull up jumper, or he can go right at the rim and finish.
He's off on the second. And as a rookie, Booker had a few games where he showed just how great he can be, Doris, for 30 or more points 6 times his first year.
And you know, Kevin, very few players reach that number in their first year. That's elite company. But Booker's big strength will be his shooting. Incredible range. Even in his first year, you think about pulling up and draining it from 5 feet behind the line.
And here is Parker, following the 3 from Eric Bledsoe. Aldridge kicks to Green. Leonard the pass to Green. Leonard dishes to Green. Floats one up, and Leonard gets it to go on the assist by Green. Green's got his 3rd assist on the night. Bledsoe against Parker. Chandler with a screen for Bledsoe. They grab their own miss. Second chance shot. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
I think defensively, it's often a better percentage play to foul Chandler than to let him have an easy shot in close.
Doris, you hear people talk about a winning culture or veteran leadership. Well, Tyson Chandler embodies those statements to a T. He's won international medals. He's been a part of an NBA title. Just a great presence to have on a team, regardless of what he's asked to do and able to do on the floor.
Well, I think, Kevin, you look no further than the contract Chandler was given late in his career. It might seem high for his production, but you want him as a guide and mentor. The way he approaches the game, the accolades, it's something you can't teach. The definition of a team leader.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Bender, he's checked in for Warren. Chris comes in for Jared Dudley. Price, he's checked in for Booker. And it's Brandon Knight in for Eric Bledsoe. And he's good on the second.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Now here is Aldridge. 9 points in the game so far. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. And a moment here to look at where the shots have been coming from.
And every time he's pulled up from deep and let it fly, it's found a way to catch iron. Not sure if it is something with his release or the defense is bothering him on his threes, but I would expect him to attack the rim a bit just to kind of mix things up.
San Antonio leading by 7. Ginobili, that's for 2. He can't get that one to fall. Good D by Price. And here is Knight. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against New York. Bender with the bucket.
And when a 7-footer like Bender is taking it to the rim like that, it's terrifying for the D. That's almost impossible to guard.
Now here's Mills. Aldridge a screen. Puts it up from 12. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. We've seen a lot of unhappy players leaving the Suns in recent seasons. Might be addition, Doris, by subtraction.
Well, Kevin, I don't know. The front office admitted that perhaps they'd made a mistake and should have held on to all-star Isaiah Thomas, but chemistry is so critical. You need players pulling in the same direction, willing to make the team better. And hopefully, you know, the change in personnel gets them back on track.
And the continuity for the Spurs, really, it's pretty amazing. I mean, that trio of Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan, the most successful trio in the history of the NBA.
The Suns making a switch here. Len's checked in, and San Antonio with the change here, too. Lee's checked in, and he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. And for the Spurs, their star players have all taken less, Greg, in free agency in order to stay in San Antonio.
Yes, earning bigger markets and bigger paychecks. It's a family atmosphere in the Spurs organization. It's rare to see a single player start and finish his career with one team, much less 3 teams.
Again, the miss by the Spurs. Suns on offense. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Here's Bender. That misses, had a chance to tie it there. Spurs leading by 3. From about 19 feet. Bender with the rebound.
Might have overthought that. Not sure how he missed that one, guys.
Inside, here's Knight. Gay with the defensive effort.
He should have made that, guys. The defense was okay, but he had no excuse not to finish.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there. Well, going into the 2011 draft, the Spurs said it was a tough decision to trade away George Hill in exchange for the pick that became Kawhi Leonard. No remorse on that one now, though. Once again, the Spurs struck gold as Kawhi has developed into a true superstar.
That free throw good from Leonard. And with Kawhi Leonard, who is high school Mr. California basketball, interesting to look, Greg, at all the things he's done. Looking back and realize he was only lightly recruited coming out of high school.
Yeah, and he committed early to San Diego State and stuck with them once the bigger schools came calling. The ankles were an issue. I think that might have caused his draft stock to fall a bit in 2011. Only ended up going 15th in that draft, but in hindsight, probably the best player from that class.
No idea why he's attempting so many outside shots. It's not his day, and he needs to either look to drive or get it to an open teammate.
Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Leonard. His last 10 games have been exceptional, putting up about 22 points per, 4 assists and 4 rebounds. Night in and night out, he's their #1 option offensively.
Now here's Knight. 7 points in the game. To the inside. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, I think for such a long time, people were trying to figure out if Brandon Knight was a point guard or a 2 guard. Everyone had opinions about it, and the consensus seemed to change from year to year. But it seems as if he is a true tweener, and he can slot in at either position.
And the first one drops. And Doris with Knight, he can fill in either guard spot, but no matter his play style, he remains the same.
Well, I think as a coach, it's something you have to game plan around, but it also opens up a lot for you in terms of flexibility. Listen, Knight has heard all the talk about what position he should play for a while now, and it doesn't bother him. He just goes out and does his job and makes plays for his basketball team.
And he makes the first, but misses the second.
I think you can overlook Brandon Knight at the 2 guard spot because we've got so many great players there. And I know he's not an efficient deep-range shooter, but that's because it's late clock situation. This guy can really light it up.
They get it again. Lee, second shot opportunity. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, remember, naturally left-handed, Lee became ambidextrous when he broke that left arm as a kid and learned how to play righty.
And with Knight in his shooting, Doris, he isn't an inefficient shooter, but he isn't lights out either.
Well, I think the big thing for me, Kevin, with Knight's shooting is that he is one of the few players in the league that can create a 3-point shot for themselves. The speed, the elusiveness to free up space, and boy, when he is on, he is a sight to see just because he starts opening things up for himself and the points start rolling.
Second free throw, no good.
Well, for Phoenix, it's been a little bit of a lull here, right? Remember, this was a team that came out of nowhere to win 48 games back in 2014, and the Suns are hoping they can make that leap again. This time, they want to sustain it.
Now, here is Knight. He's got 8, down to 5 on the shot clock. Bender, no good. San Antonio leading by 4. Mills with it, and it's Knight picking him up. Game. And let's look now at which teams have been the hottest offensively for the past 10 games. Number 5, the Spurs.
Yeah, what an impressive run for this club. Everybody seems to be in a rhythm in terms of scoring, and they are putting up some big numbers.
Free throw, no good.
And guys, you have to be able to knock down your free throws. Struggling with that this quarter. Good way to let your opponent back in the game.
He hits the second from the line. And Rudy Gay, extremely versatile, has the size and athleticism to play a number of positions. He produces, but for some reason, you know, Greg, people always seem to want more out of the guy.
Yeah, some of the disrespect I think he deals with is because he hasn't played on a lot of winning teams. Greater efficiency and tougher defense are a couple of areas where he's still trying to improve.
You know, he's had a tough quarter shooting the ball, but one thing you have to give him, he's fighting out there.
Phoenix, no good that time either. San Antonio leading by 5. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Taking a look at San Antonio. Here in the early part of the season, they've acquired the 3rd best record in the conference. And checking out Phoenix, 6 games out.
And you know, right now for San Antonio, as talented a team as they are, has performed at a very high level this season. Everything's gone according to plan up to this point.
And their job now is a simple one. Keep doing exactly what they've been doing and get themselves in the best position possible for the postseason.
That one is off. And the Spurs organization, really the gold standard in the NBA. Greg, they just keep winning.
You have to be impressed with how they've acquired young star talent to kind of carry on that tradition. Usually when teams have their stars retire, they go through that rebuild phase. The Spurs only revamp and reload.
Well, certainly with 2 lottery picks, including a top 4 draft pick this year, last year's great pickup of Devin Booker, there's a good mix of young talent in Phoenix. And best of all, they've got some veteran talent to go with it. I'm anxious to see, is this a team poised to make a big leap?
And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And Devin Booker, the youngest player in the NBA last season, got big minutes with all the injuries in the backcourt.
And Kevin, if there's an advantage to those injuries, it's that it opened up an opportunity for the young talent of Devin Booker, and he shined through.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Greg Popovich has set the standard with more than 1,500 career victories. Last season, he set the record with his 18th 50-win season, passing Pat Riley and Phil Jackson. Pop told us that I've been here a long time and I've had good players. That's the formula. Getting the players is difficult. I've been fortunate to have good ones. Guys, he's no glory hound. He knows what makes success.
No, but he can take a lot of the credit regardless, D.A. Thanks. And now in transition is Mills. Here we go. And LeBron throws it down.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
The Suns have only made 2 attempts, shooting poorly at the line in this one. 26 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Mills. Passes it to Gay. And he banks in the layup. Gay's got 7 points in the game.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
The pass to Chris. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time.
You know, even though Knight gets wild from time to time, he can also deal it with conviction.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. It's San Antonio leading by 5. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Tony, you guys are flowing really well lately. When you guys are having success this year, what will it look like?
To stay healthy. I like our chances this year. Our young guys got a lot of experience, and we play good basketball right now, so hopefully we can stay healthy and play good at the end of the season.
That is always the most important thing for your team, Tony. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
I would call that a competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. LaMarcus Aldridge was the story in the first quarter. He had 9 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 steal. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
Well, I see a team that's playing smart, moving the ball around to the open man, just taking what the defense gives them. There's a nice flow, a nice energy, a nice synergy to the game.
And over to Shaq. What did you think about Phoenix?
Well, they were very inconsistent from behind the arc. For the first half, they shot, let me check my stats, in the low 30s. They won't get it done. Good news is they're still in it. I like to see them push the ball up court faster and try to get some open looks.
That's it for now, as the second half is just about ready to go. We, and I mean the 3 of us, will be right here after the final buzzer.
The streets around this beautiful arena in downtown Phoenix, the home of the Suns. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. We're seeing a tremendous game from LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, he's played just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
You know, he's getting the ball in a place where he can do something with it, and he hasn't had to force one thing. The game seems like it's coming to him naturally.
Suns trail by 5. Bledsoe teams up with Booker in the backcourt. T.J. Warren out there with Chandler, and it's Dudley in at the 3 spot. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Now, here's Warren. Looking for his first basket still in this one.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Here's San Antonio now. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, ran away with that game, mainly in part because of their offense.
I think their strategy was on point, and their execution was near flawless. They generated a ton of offense.
Leonard's gone 3 for 7 from the floor so far tonight. Bledsoe kicks to Warren. High arcing shot, shoots from the elbow. Bledsoe with another miss. It's tipped. San Antonio leading by 5. Aldridge the pass to Green. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Misses the J after tricking the D with the nifty pass fake. To the inside, and it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker. And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart.
Well, he has turned in a complete offensive performance so far, and he isn't through yet. I mean, you have to admire the work rate he's put in to get open on every trip. Even when he isn't the one scoring, he is affecting the defense as they have to gravitate towards him.
Here's Booker, and the layup's good off the glass. Booker's got his first basket.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Good-looking screen by Gasol. Outside Leonard. To the paint. Here's Aldridge. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Aldridge has got 11 points.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
The three from Dudley. The three-pointer is right on target.
Really like the energy I'm seeing from this offense. 3 for 4 to open the third.
Parker outside. Aldridge a screen. Parker dishes to Aldridge. From deep, Green. No good that time. And Phoenix will come the other way. And here's Booker from the arc. San Antonio with the rebound. Poked away. And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Aldridge kicks to Gasol. Here's Green.
If he were shooting even a little better, they would have a much bigger lead.
Good D by Booker. And the wide open shot from Bledsoe. And that misses. That would have put him up.
Almost seemed like he was overthinking that shot. Such a wide open look.
Kicks it out to Booker. It's good. This game is all even. Booker's got 4 this quarter.
And the road back into this game wasn't a short one, but they've managed to make it all the way back and tie this thing up.
And you love the heart, the fire they've shown here. Let's see if they can keep up this level of tenacity.
A nice shot by Aldridge.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And he had the size advantage, too. Everything working in his favor in that situation.
Now here's Dudley. He's got 11. Warren a screen on Leonard. Down low. It's stolen by Green. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Dudley. Here's Warren. They get it again. Bledsoe outside. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead.
Well, 2 long-range bombs in the first, but that's stalled out right now.
Booker against Green. He dishes it to Leonard. Rebounded by Dudley.
Yeah, terrific all-around effort from the defense. They were not going to let him finish over them.
And Jared Dudley has always been a player who seemingly plays Doris larger than his size.
And it isn't so much that Dudley is a power forward, Kevin. He's only 6'7", but he can give you minutes there and not hurt your team. And with so many teams needing to have a small ball lineup as an option, Dudley allows a coach to make that move if the time calls for it. I mean, the versatility Dudley brings to a rotation is one of the most valuable aspects about having him on your roster.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And GA, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Yeah, he saw he had a huge opportunity to help his team. Score is tight-knit, and he comes through. You know, he's been so accurate from the floor tonight, really helping them stay ahead.
Warren a screen on Green. And stolen by Aldridge. And now it's Green running. He can go all the way. It's hauled in by Warren. Suns trail by 4. Puts up a 3. Chandler the pass to Dudley. Bledsoe with it. He's picked up by Parker. Eric Bledsoe, and that's good. Bledsoe's got 5 points in the quarter.
His first triple of the second half. That makes 3 for the game.
Now here's Parker. He's got 5. Gasol setting the pick for Leonard. Gasol a screen. All alone. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Gasol's got 11. For Phoenix, they've gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. From about 16, no good from Booker. Spurs leading by 3. To the middle, deflects the pass, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Warren.
And here's the story on Tyson Chandler. He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so. 7th in field goal percentage. And don't forget, top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
Now here's Leonard. He's got 8. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. Here's Warren. Here's Booker. Green with the block. To the middle. Here's Aldridge. And Aldridge slams it in.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Bledsoe against Parker. The 3 from Dudley. Rebounded by the Spurs. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. And finished off by Gasol.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. And the Suns call time here.
Start it.
Nice game. Great performance by LaMarcus Aldridge.
This is just a night where he's decided to take control, and I think from a defensive perspective, you look at this timeout right now, you try to figure out a way to at least get him out of rhythm.
And the Suns with a completely new group on the floor. And the Spurs with some changes. Price kicks to Knight. And the shot goes in. Knight's got 10 points.
Right now, penetrating the defense. Knight getting to wherever he wants and with ease.
They set the screen. Bob pass to Gay. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Suns trail by 7. Here's Chris. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Now here's Ginobili. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Screen by Lee. Ginobili dishes to Lee. Stolen by Len. To the inside. Chris. That's good, and it's Price with the assist. Price has got 4 assists now tonight.
That's outstanding work on that possession. Nice, easy look down low. Get your rhythm started.
Here's Mills. Lee, a screen on Knight. And Mills kicks to Gay. It's Ginobili outside. Chris with the rebound. Chris has got his 3rd rebound tonight. The shot. Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Bender.
And really, Bender has it all. The shooting, the speed, the mobility, which all come into play when he pulls up from there.
Now here's Mills. Gay, that's a 2-pointer. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
You love the confidence, but that's a situation where they really needed a better look.
And you talk about fighting your way back into a game. They've shown a lot of grit in this comeback.
Yeah, to start off with so many mistakes and still now find a way where everything's working, it allows their momentum and confidence to continue to build.
Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite defenders. And then the opposite is true. Their block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
You know, and Akeem the Dream, certainly one of the greatest all-around players to have ever played the game. An endless array of offensive moves down low, no doubt. And defensively, his numbers speak for themselves. I mean, almost 4,000 career blocks, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, just a legendary low-post defender.
And both free throws good for Ginobili. Suns trailing. Knight kicks to Price. Back to Knight. Takes it from 10. And it's Len. That time on the assist by Knight. Knight's got 3 assists tonight.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Now here's Lee. 6 points for him. Screen by Lee. Price against Ginobili. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Ginobili's got 7 points in the game. Well, Phoenix shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Mills with the steal. Inside, Laverne. And Laverne throws it down.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Yeah, a big change of possession in a tight ball game. We'll see if they've seized the momentum. Boy, what a pass. That assist was right on target. That's why his teammates absolutely love playing with this guy.
Now here's Gay. He's got 9. He feeds it to Laverne. Now here's Mills. He's guarded by Knight. Oh, that's blocked.
And Bender really using that 9'3" standing reach to block these shots. Just a towering presence.
Third quarter here and 5 lead changes so far.
And guys, neither team has been able to pull away.
So it's San Antonio now. The Suns getting the bucket. Now here's Ginobili. Not a lot of room. Now Mills. 6 to shoot. Gay drives in. Here's Lee. Bender with the rebound. Bender's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And now a 3-point Phoenix lead.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? Now here's Lee. He has 6. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Clearly a foul.
He's off on the first. He hits the second from the line. 32 seconds left in the third quarter. With the teardrop, a second chance effort. Chris past the Price. Stolen by Len. And up the court come the Suns on the break. And here they go. At the top of the key, Knight. Over in the corner, Bender. Great look, but off the mark. Lee. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Suns lead by 2. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. San Antonio trailing here. On the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter. Leonard and Aldridge, the two stars at the 3 and the 4. Parker and Green, the tried and tested backcourt. And it's Gasol right at the center. And Bledsoe, here we go. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That one on Parker.
Boy, his speed with the rock, especially when he puts his head down on the drive, that's remarkable. Bledsoe forcing the defender's hand there.
And Doris, by now, most of us have heard the nickname Mini LeBron for Eric Bledsoe, and it's an apt name out there. He's just so strong on both ends of the floor.
But I think, Kevin, you love Bledsoe's strength per pound. It's unparalleled almost in the league. Probably as strong as some players who have a full foot in height on him. Makes him one of the most unique players in the NBA.
Bledsoe hits them both.
You know, when he started out in his career, he was a little bit inconsistent at the free throw line. But now, Bledsoe, not a guy you want to put at the charity stripe.
I tell you what, I'd settle for having as many points in this game as he has rebounds.
You know, you have to be an absolutely tireless worker to rack up 20-plus boards.
Now here's Booker. Kicks it to Bledsoe. Chandler is screen. And here's Dudley for 3. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got 6 assists in the game.
And with that 3, his second of the half, he's equaled his total from before the break.
Here's Leonard. Screened by Parker. Leonard dishes to Gasol. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. One thing that Greg is often underappreciated about Pau Gasol is just how aware he is out on the floor, not only on the defensive end, how he'll help out, but also his vision as a passer on the offensive side.
Really, Kevin, one of the best passing bigs to ever play the game, and it's a part of why he's been the crux of so many offenses. Very good at identifying and exploiting a mismatch for himself or others. Never forces things on offense and always takes what the team's given.
And so Gasol nails them both.
And Gasol is a guy who can do a multitude of things well. I mean, he scores it, rebounds it, passes it, just an all-around talent.
No good from Booker.
You know, he clearly hasn't been as sharp as usual, but they're still scoring as a team.
Aldridge is screen. Parker kicks to Gasol. Oh, and he pops it off the glass. Wow. Booker with no one around. Again, the miss by Booker.
Listen, that's a look he can hit, but right now he can't throw it in the ocean.
Parker outside. Here's Green. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down. And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Now here's Booker. Bledsoe for 3. Kept alive. Chandler the pass to Booker. Dishes it to Bledsoe. Good ball movement here by the Suns. The feed to Chandler. Tries again. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got his 7th assist here tonight.
Listen, percentage-wise, Chandler has forever been one of the best at finishing around the rim.
Parker against Bledsoe. Parker dishes to Gasol. Here's Leonard. They get a hand on it. Stolen by Bledsoe. And Dudley kicks to Warren. The good-looking shot from the wing. Now it's a 6-point Phoenix lead.
Boy, shaky work defensively, giving him that good look on the jump shot. What were they thinking?
I don't know, Doris. Aldridge, the pass to Parker. Gasol up top. There's a good screen. Back to Parker. Drills it from outside.
And what about the way Gasol sees the floor? So gifted at whipping the ball all over to the open man.
Bledsoe against Parker. Shoots from 12. No good from Bledsoe. Spurs trail by 3. Parker outside. Outside, Green. Shot clock at 5. Parker dishes to Leonard. The shot, no good. And Phoenix will come the other way. Here's Dudley. Rebound, San Antonio. Aldridge has got 7 rebounds in the game. Leonard kicks to Green. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Suns leading by 3. Here's Booker. Buries it from about 10 feet away.
You know, you have to like that he's still getting quality touches and delivering now after getting blanked in the first half.
Parker outside. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
How about these big shots for him in the fourth? He has been locked and loaded offensively.
It's stolen by Green, and they're moving it up. Pull up Jay, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. It goes on Devin Booker.
2 shots. Foul. Elbow. 2.
Free throw good, Green. Both free throws good from Green. The Suns have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Over in the corner, Dudley. There's the triple. San Antonio with the rebound. Gasol's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Leonard, no luck. Phoenix has gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession. The Suns leading. Bledsoe outside. They set the pick. Booker the pass to Bledsoe. 6 on the shot clock. Trying to find Chandler. He's got it now. Booker against Green. Pass to Parker. To take the lead. A shot missing. Bledsoe with the defensive effort. Here's Warren. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got assist number 8 here in this one already.
Boy, did an excellent job to hit the moving target with the lead pass. That was simply perfectly placed.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Inside, and finished off by Gasol.
And with Gasol, he feels comfortable shooting from any area of the court. If you give him space, he'll torch you.
Here's Bledsoe. San Antonio with the rebound. And here's the break from 17 feet out. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And that's 12 points for Parker.
Oh, since the break, his efficiency has gone up a notch, looking really polished now.
And it's Bledsoe off the drive. Aldridge with some nice D. San Antonio leading. And it's Green missing.
Got to be stronger about finishing those looks. That's a great opportunity, guys.
Indeed it is. You're right, Doris. A nice shot by Booker.
Man, that's sure got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single 3-pointer in that first half.
Now here's Parker. Feeds to Aldridge. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Leonard. Back to Aldridge. from past the arc. Booker pulls it in. Booker's got 4 rebounds in this game.
One made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Parker kicks to Green. There's the dish to Gasol. To the inside. It's Parker with the drive. That's good from Gasol on the assist by Parker. Gasol's got it all tied up now for the Spurs. Bledsoe with it. Chandler is screen. Bledsoe dishes to Chandler. And the dunk by Chandler.
Well, what a transition for Chandler. He comes into the league as a quick, skinny guy. Now plays with power.
Good-looking screen by Gasol. Here's Parker. And it's Phoenix with the rebound.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
I'll tell you, just his mere presence inside, his instincts for altering shots, exceptional.
Pass to Gasol. Leonard with the ball. Eric Bledsoe covering. Leonard the pass to Parker. He kicks to Aldridge. Leonard against Booker. Takes the 13-footer, and the shot is good. The Phoenix lead has been cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Kawhi Leonard.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
And they're going to keep going to him. You can be sure of that. I mean, he'll be option number 1 every time down the rest of the way.
Now here's Bledsoe. Chandler with the screen on Parker. Bledsoe kicks to Chandler. Gasol with the steal. Green dishes to Leonard. That shot no good. Good D by Booker.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but it's not helping his team. That was an awful quarter.
San Antonio's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, and the work they've done at the line has been impressive here in the second half.
No good on the free throw. Knights checked in for Phoenix. And the second free throw, good. Phoenix has gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the 4th. Good ball movement here by the Suns. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
This is what we love about Knight. He's a hard guy to rattle. The pressure, no problem.
Parker passes to Green. Aldridge kicks to Parker. To the paint. Here's Gasol. And Gasol slams it in.
And Gasol is someone you turn to in these situations. Need a big basket, he's ready to go.
And Booker kicks to Knight. Back to Booker. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time. Knight's got 5 assists tonight.
Does it seem to you guys that this guy, nothing phases him? Booker treats every moment like every other moment, no matter how big, no matter how small.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Yeah, with the score this close, guys, I am shocked at the lack of defensive aggressiveness. That has to be shored up. He needs to stop shooting the ball right now. This is hurting his team.
It's tipped. Stolen by Dudley. And now it's Knight running. He can go all the way. Misses the layup. San Antonio trailing here. Here's Leonard. It's good, and they get the go-ahead bucket. Leonard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
You gotta love the effort from Parker, constantly helping get his teammates involved.
.121 left in the game. And here's Booker. They set the pick. Knight wide open. And Dudley kicks to Chandler. Booker. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
Shooting for Phoenix. Booker. Taking 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that ties the game up.
Boy, talk about a guy you don't want to send to the line. Booker already one of the game's better free throw shooters.
And so both free throws good that time. That puts him ahead.
And that's big there. Once he got the opportunity to get to the line and take the lead, you have got to convert.
Parker dishes to Aldridge. It's good!
Clutch shot right there. That could be the difference maker.
Probably the moment we'll remember from this one.
And the Suns call time here. They're behind by 1. 52 seconds left to play here in the 4th. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Will Watson talking to his team during the break. He told them, look, fellas, this is what we're capable of when you come together as one. I knew you had it in you, just like I know we're going to come out on top. Finish this game.
Thanks, David. .52 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Chandler a screen. Passes it to Dudley. Jacks up a 3. He's off on that one. Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
And it's Phoenix's ball. Here's Chandler. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Free throw no good for Chandler.
Well, this is a high-character guy. Chandler is a guy who will influence everyone around him in a positive manner.
Aldridge kicks to Green. Chandler with the steal. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, how about the nerves there? Those free throws put them in a very good position. 3 points clear.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 3. 12 seconds left in the 4th quarter. What's your take, guys?
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to go for the 3. A quick, easy bucket inside will do.
Yeah, they could go for the 2 and then foul, but you know they'd really like that 3.
Seconds left in the 4th quarter. Green the screen. And here's Leonard from 3. But they'll get another chance. Fires for 3. Oh, he couldn't make that shot go to force overtime. So it's the Suns taking the W in a close one. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Brandon. Great win tonight. You were really diming your teammates up, and that seems like when you're having the most fun out there.
Definitely just get my guys going a lot more and, try to be more of a playmaker. And, I enjoy, seeing, getting guys going and them making shots off my passes.
Great job getting your teammates involved tonight, Brandon. Thanks again. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now time to send it over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the post-game show.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, thank you. Superb. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Tyson Chandler. Of course he had a double-double. Had guys on their heels the entire night trying to match up with him, but he's just too good. And Kenny, you had some words earlier while the game was going on. What do you think?
Well, if anyone was wondering what that rock was in the low post, it was Tyson Chandler. He was such an intimidating force, you could see that they were afraid of Mr. Chandler and what he was going to do next. Defensively and offensively, he gave them problems all night.
It's amazing how often he was able to slash right through the defense and get to the rim for an easy deuce. Come on, man. They couldn't stop his penetration, Ernie. All those points he racked up from the paint made a big difference.
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and for the rest of the 2K Sports crew, the best in the business. This is Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.